of those religions talk about the need to have peace in the world, but my question is, on whose terms is this peace going to be agreed or experienced, if we go that far? And the second aspect of my question is, how do we or how should we engage with those traditions, institutions, and religious narratives that choose to place themselves above other faiths, those who claim exclusivity to the divine, even those, because there are some of those as well, who say that we believe that God will unite the world under one religion, but of course it has to be our religion.
This is a very relevant question to the world that we live in, because when you open the newspaper, switch on the television, this is what hits us straight away. Let me just start off by one part. You see, pluralism says this idea of converting people is the worst thing you can do. And that's an metaphor I use. It's like telling a river that is coming down one side of the mountain, oh no, go back to the top and come down another way. It's unnatural. So when I meet a devout Christian, I'm not here to rattle him, I'm here to enhance his progress, not to stop him and ask him to go backward and embrace Hinduism. Nothing of the sort, I'll never do that. And this is what I'm suggesting. How can it happen? Very practical question. You see, everybody is promoting peace, but say peace on my terms and trouble. Exclusivism is a very dangerous thing. Let me tell you how exclusivism started. So the origin is quite good, but it's turned into a negative thing. Why? Initially, this is what happened. Different prophets, different mystics, it's 15,000. Maybe 20,000, he hasn't counted enough. But there are so many different ways of becoming spiritual. Thousands, I agree. You see, all these individuals had a dramatic spiritual experience that transformed their lives for better. They touched base with the Spirit. Christ goes into the wilderness, comes back a changed man. Buddha sits under the Bodhi tree, becomes a different man. They all had spiritual experience, very dynamic, life-transforming experience for the better. Because sometimes you experience which are for the worse. They become wackos. But life-transforming for the better. You can see this for the better. Now, they will tell you, all of them will tell you with their hands up, in their Mr. Lakhani, we are the most transcendent, the English word is transcendent experience, means experience that cannot be put into words. They defy any classification, and that's how spirit should be. You can't capture it, so there are no string of words that can capture my experience. They'll tell you, it's a wow experience, don't ask me what, wow! And you had those, all of us have this wow experience, difficult to put in words. But spirit is life transforming. Once you had it, you are changed. So they say it's a transcendent. But then they are in trouble because they have seen themselves in other human beings. You see, this is the unifying feature of spiritual experience. You see yourself in others. You see yourself, so they are in trouble. They have had this experience and they want to pass this to you. How can they possibly do it? Because there are no words for it. So what do? They fall on a compromise. They try and give expression to their spiritual experience. And how do they give expression? This is an interesting thing to learn in philosophy. In order for you to grasp and get a handle on reality, you require a string of words. Without it, you can't grasp reality. Try and think. Anything you can't grasp unless you got a string of words. However rude they are, however crude they are, you need that string of words to grasp reality. This is the contribution of Wittgenstein, very important. So these prophets, I'm telling you, ancient and modern, all mystics, they're in trouble. They had the wow experience and they want to give it to you. So they will use their own mindset to give expression to what they experience. So they are in a way interpreting their own experience using their own mindset that they possess. They can't help it. You can't think without using the framework that you already possess. How do you give it expression? So I'm just suggesting very blatantly, when Christ goes in the wilderness, gets spiritual experience, when he tries to give expression, the only way he could give expression is to think of a monotheist God, a supreme personality, a father figure. Why father? He lived in a patriarchal society. So a father in heaven is the only way he can give expression to the spirit. So be it. Buddha sits on the Bodhi tree, no father in heaven. He says, I'm enlightened. Different language, because that's the mindset he possessed. So in different ways, different mystics have given expression. The expressions vary. It is unavoidable. Otherwise, you can't give expression to the spirit. You need to give words, and the mindset will kick in, will color your experience. So you have variation to the same experience. I'm saying same experience, variation in the way you express it. This produces different religions. So far, so good. Then the theologians get in on the act and trouble. Because their intentions are good. They are trying to, in a way, build a fence around this fledgling thing called spirituality the prophet are talking about. They are trying to build a little fence around it to protect it. Such a nice thing, some kind of theological system which will hold into place all these ideas this prophet is talking about. So far, so good. So they build fences to hold on to this fledgling plant called spirituality. Such a lovely idea. In no time, this fence becomes divisive, becomes exclusivist. Either you belong here or you are outside. You are outside, you are out. You are going to hell. You are inside, oh, you are safe. So the very thing that was there to protect religions or spirituality becomes divisive in days to come and becomes very stodgy, becomes very set, very prescriptive, saying, I alone am right. And this creates friction in the name of religion. So exclusivity of any kind, look, I'm very frank. Majority of Hindus are not exclusive, they're inclusive, they're automatically pluralist, majority. But there are certain factions in Hinduism, I won't mention them by name because I've got enough problems already, who are exclusivist as well. We have them in our fold. And they say, no, we alone are right, the rest of you are all going to, in difficult times. We have that as well. Like already, we have one small fact, very tiny one, but they are real nuisance, but they are there. So this idea of challenging exclusivism becomes a natural phenomena that the world has to embrace. And I'm telling you, I'll be very frank, I'm telling the Jews and the Christians to start, forget about Islam. I'm telling the Jews and Christians, first of all, why don't you open up, embrace the idea of pluralism? Many ways. Because if you embrace, you are two major world religions. If you embrace this idea, others will follow. Because then they look like silly to kind of hang on to the exclusivism. Because everybody is giving up exclusivism, so they might as well give up. So this is my particular take on it, saying, if major religions begin to start saying exclusivism is wrong, it is creating division, it had a good intention, but it's now become divisive. We need to challenge it and put it to rest. If major world religions embrace it, then some of the other more cancerous religions will also be forced. Otherwise, they look silly to adopt it, saying, look, everybody is saying, so why should we say we alone are right? So this is how the progress should begin. I'm struggling. Because I talk to the Christian hierarchy, I say, please adopt. They say, Mr. Lakhani, you are a lovely chap with colorful coat. Go away. This is my experience. Thank you.